What's up, guys? I'm back with another movie review today. I've got one from Severin Films, so you know it's going to be a good one. And this one is Violence in a Women's Prison, which is a great title because it lets you know exactly what's going to happen in this movie, which is there's going to be some violence that takes place in a women's prison. So it definitely lives up to the advertising there. So in this movie, Laura Gemser plays Emmanuel. She's going undercover. She's obviously we all know that Emmanuel is this, incredible investigative reporter. And she's heard about human rights violations at this women's prison. And she wants to get to the bottom of it and, expose it all so that, to help make the world a better place. So she goes undercover as a prisoner so that she can experience everything firsthand because, if you just walk into a women's prison and you're like, hey, is there a lot of, predatory lesbianism and shit bucket fights and carnivorous rats in this place, they're probably not likely to be honest with you. So she goes undercover, and of course everything just goes horribly for her, and things only get worse whenever it kind of starts to leak out that maybe she's not who she says she is. And that's pretty much the movie. There's not a lot of narrative here beyond that. This is basically just Bruno Mattei unleashing a wave of sleaze, gore, mean-spiritedness, all the women in prison tropes you could want. It has a good amount of sleaze in it. It's got a lot of nudity. It's got a lot of toplessness, big old bushes on display. Not a lot of nudity from the men, and the sex scenes are actually pretty tame when it's a man and a woman. The lesbian scenes are a little bit more graphic, but not terribly much. But there's a lot of nakedness here. Laura Gemser is naked almost all the time. There's some gore, not a ton, but there's a good amount of violence. And the main gore element for me was whenever Laura Gemser gets attacked by rats. It looks really cheap, but it's really cool, and it just kind of comes out of nowhere. So I think that's a really fun scene from the movie. While it's not the craziest or the sleaziest or the bloodiest movie Bruno Mattei made, I think everything in it is just kind of elevated to this nastiness because of how dank this prison is. I mean, it just looks like you could take your finger and wipe it across your TV screen, and there would be this disgusting, greasy paste on your finger. The prison is so dank, it's so disgusting. They did a great job of making it seem like it's just this horrible place that you would never want to visit, and then to have all these horrible things happen there. You would not want to have an open wound in this place at all. And then you have some pretty fun craziness though. You got Laura Gemser dumping a bucket of shit on somebody. You got the rat attack. You've got some wacky dialogue that comes up, and then of course the violence and the sleaze. So I really feel like this movie pretty much does everything you could want it to do. I'm sure some people will say, oh, it's not crazy enough or it's not graphic enough or whatever, but I think it offers enough of everything. It offers a little bit of everything that you could want from this kind of movie. I mean, the narrative is what it is. It's not anything special, but I don't think people come to a Bruno Mattei movie for a rich narrative. They come for the wackiness and the gore and the sleaze, and this movie definitely delivers on that. I think it's a pretty fun movie, and I think it's impressive, like I said, just how disgusting this prison looks. I've seen a lot of women in prison movies, and they always kind of want to give you that gross, I need to take a shower feel, and very few of them have done it as well as this one. It's just so disgusting, the prison is. The Blu-ray is from Severin Films. It's got the uncut version of the movie. It's got a new 2K scan from the uncensored interpositive. It looks good. It looks about as good as a movie like this can look. I didn't have any issues with it whatsoever. It looks clear and clean as far as this material is concerned. Now, if you come in here and you expect it to look like, Interstellar in 4K, you're going to be let down. But if you're realistic about it, this is an improvement over the, certainly over the Shriek Show DVD. I think it looks fantastic. I was impressed with it. I thought the detail was good. I thought the colors looked, accurate. It definitely brings out that nasty, brown, gross tinge to that the prison has here. As far as extras, it's got interviews with Bruno Mattei and then Claudio Fragasso and Rossella Drudi, the co-writers, and it's also got a radio spot. So it's not the most packed disc from Severin, but I'm just happy to have the movie in a new 2K scan. Are you serious? I can't believe this disc even exists. So I can forgive it for the light extras, and honestly, what else could you want? It's got the people who were directly involved in the movie talking about the movie. To me, that's those are pretty worthwhile extras. I'll take 2 of those over a whole bunch of blogger, podcaster commentaries and interviews anytime. So that's my review of Violence in a Woman's Prison. I think the movie itself is super fun if you're a fan of nasty, grimy, sleazy exploitation women in prison movies, and the disc is really good too. The main thing for me is that the transfer of it is so good and such an improvement. I think fans are really going to appreciate that. So the movie is great, the disc is great, definitely recommended both of those. If you want to read my full write-up of the movie, you can go to markfusion.com and check that out. I've got a ton of Severin and Intervision movies besides this one reviewed there, as well as tons of cult, exploitation, all that kind of stuff. I'm also on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch. If you want to follow me there, I'm also on Letterboxd, where I diary what I've been watching. You can see what might be coming up here soon. But the best way to help me out, just hit that sub button. Free, easy, direct way to support me and help me to grow the channel. And also, watching old videos is a massive help as well. And if you want to go that extra mile, when you go to my site, you can use my Amazon links. That definitely helps me out as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. I greatly appreciate it. Hopefully, I'll see you guys soon.